Oh, this is Mike, NoStressMike.com. I had a request on my thoughts about all the illegal immigrants coming in. Okay, you know, I've talked about this all the time. You need to, I can't say the whole story on YouTube. For one thing, it takes hours and hours, and that's why I guess I got over 2,000 videos on YouTube. But anyway, to fully explain in detail everything that I talk about. But when I talk about refugees, you know, shit is the fan, and refugees, how to deal with the refugees, and all this stuff. I know most people think, well, shit is the fan, it's one of these make-believe kind of things. I've told you before, I have gone through many shit hit the fan situations. Some were on big scales, like in, like say, hurricanes that come through and wipe out. Well, the biggest was the southern part of Mexico and northern part of Guatemala. Right in there. That was huge. And so that's a big one. But like I say, I had my wife die. I had to go bankrupt because of the sickness of my wife. I've gone through a hell of a lot of shit. It's the fan. All of this stuff. And like I say, I lived in Guatemala, Central America, for 14 years. I left the United States because of all the shit that's going on. Man, I hate saying it like this, but I mean, I've talked about this, and you're just not reading between the lines. You don't understand the dire situation that the United States is in. If it wasn't for President Trump, you know, this country was so far in the hole. I'll tell you, if President Trump can get us back in line with all of the snowflakes, the liberals, the communists, the socialists, the New World Order, all these people are attacking our Constitution. And besides that, we have refugees that I've talked about. Okay, refugees coming into the United States, illegals. We have invaders coming in with help of the whole United States government helps them come in. And this would be like the Muslims. Obama brought in over 500,000 Muslim men, young men. You know, I mean, we're being invaded. And they're trying to fix all this with laws, regulations, and all the stuff that's going to hurt the American people. And then, like I say, I've talked about the California folk. They've screwed up their own state. It's so bad, and now they're going all over the United States like roaches, and they're destroying the other states. Like I say, I've seen this in the way of the screwed up California folk. When the screwed up Americans go to Costa Rica, they go to different countries, and it's just like roaches. They come in, they raise the prices on real estate. They want all the services that they had in the United States. You know, they want all this stuff, and they don't mind paying. The thing is, it makes it worse on everybody else. It makes the what do you call it? The differences between the rich and the poor just start going. Like I say, now I'm rich when I go out of the country, but I try not to act that way. I try to blend in. I try to be like the others. I don't stay where the Americans are. I don't drive the prices up. I take personal responsibility. And like I say, I do what I have to do. Now, after saying that, here we're talking about illegal immigrants coming into the country. They are fleeing. We now want to talk about Central American illegals. Like I said, I don't know if I've talked about the Chinese, and like I say, my family was like that. But you know, they got illegals coming from all over. I mean, European. They're all over coming in the United States. But right now, I want to talk about the Central American, South American, and Mexican, from their southern borders. Okay, like I say, I lived in Guatemala 14 years. Guatemala is the next country on the other side of Mexico. It borders the southern end of Mexico. Drugs come in through the south. These drugs started, well, I mean, I'm sure when it started by some drug dealers, but in the 80s, the United States was the biggest drug dealer. The United States government was the biggest drug dealer in Central America. And what they've done, and they cornered the market on bringing drugs from the south, bringing it up. That's why the Clintons got all screwed up and all this kind of stuff. They were really knee deep in all. Well, more than knee deep, but and even the Bushes. These people are all in on all these drugs coming in, and they're starting it in the 80s. Well, it started before, but what really made a big impact in the 80s. And at that time, they were using. I can't go into a whole lot of detail, but they were using people that lived in those countries. Nicaragua, Guatemala, El Salvador, Honduras. I've made videos. I think I made videos on just about all these countries. But the thing is, United States made the people. I've lived down there. These people are nice. I mean, they're like Okies. They're just laid back, good folk. But like I say, when the government got in there, started moving the drugs, money was no expense, so then they started hiring and working with these people. And it gave them the greed, and then these people said, well, hey, I don't need the United States, I can do it myself. So then they started their own lines of bringing drugs up. That's what we see now. It started with the United States, but these independent contractors started their own doings, and like I say, now the United States, and I think I talked about it, but even the United States at one time used to bring these people up into, I believe it was Georgia, and would teach them guerrilla warfare so they could go on and terrorize their own people. And I think they do the same thing in Afghanistan and all these kind of places, But I mean, this is a tactic that the United States has been doing. Well, I think all Russia. I don't know if China. Yeah, Chinese do it. So I think that all the big countries do it like that. They teach guerrilla warfare to the people, and then to get their own things accomplished, whatever their goals are. And then what's happened is now they've got these skills. And then with these skills, they start kidnapping, terrorizing their people. So there's some legitimate rich people that live down there. They work hard, they do things, and then what they do, they kidnap them, they assassinate them, political leaders. They're just, this is what goes on. And then what happens, these people are in fear. They really are. Why do you think I make many friends so fast and easily when I travel around? Everybody seems to calm down wherever I am, and if not, I normally can make things happen. And that's one reason why I'm not down there anymore. It just, it got to the point where everybody knew who I was. Everybody kind of figured out, well, he's just some old American guy that's living down here. Well, then, like I say, I just started turning up in so many places that that finally caught up with me. And so I've lost my option about being down there. And helping others is what I do. It's not the way I do it. You know, it's not a get-rich kind of thing. But like I say, I'm happy the way I am. I enjoy helping people, so it's a little different. But these people have been victimized. These are the people that in their neighborhoods, the drug lords take over their neighborhoods. The United States government. I remember when I was down there, they would bring the Marines down in helicopters, and they would start going house to house. So these people are being victimized by everyone. Okay, now, and it's bad. It's bad. I remember I've been driving this. I've been driving down there. I drove down there, I say, since 2003 is when I was driving on a regular basis. That's when I was on the motorcycle with my dog Xena. But I've been driving down there since the 70s. So I know what's going on down there. And so these people are refugees that are coming up. And they are asking for, that's why they don't want to leave. Most of it, they come up here for the money. But also, they come because they feel safer up here. And it is safer now. But it keeps getting worse and worse. And that's because they're not legals. Legal people that come in the United States, they want to become an American. They want to understand our rights. The freedom to talk, to speak, the freedom to have firearms. They want to learn this. They want to do this. The illegals don't. They stay below the radar. And like I say, they now, because of the snowflakes, and the communist socialists, they want to incorporate these illegals into our system. And they will not incorporate. You're bringing more victims into our system. They will be slave laborers. These people don't have the education. They don't know. They don't understand because they're not Americans. And they're not going to learn how to be an American and prosper like an American. No, they're going to be slave labor. So this is and that's what they're doing now. I mean, that's what you do with your slaves. You give them enough to live on. You take care of their health needs. You give them food. These are all, you know, what do you think Obamacare was all about? Taking care of the slaves that they're bringing in here. So they have a just reason for wanting to come here. But it's not going to stay good here. We're gonna come down to their level. I've made videos talking about that too. But that's what's going to happen. They're going to bring the United States down to their level. It's already happening. It's doing it now. You see, the police are starting to kill people. They're not using policing methods. No, they're scared for their own lives. That's what they are down in Central America. That's why the police kill everybody down there in Central America. So you got criminals killing people and you have police killing people. You have the military killing people. So far we don't have the military killing people. But like I say, the military works outside the United States, in the military in the United States. Down there, the military works in the country. And it takes the military and the police working together because of so much corruption. Corruption! That's what's going on in our CIA, the FBI. Our government is so screwed up. This is what draining the swamp is all about. But anyway, this is what's going on. This is why we're getting these illegals, and this is why we want more illegals, and this is why we're not going to stop it. It's going to take backbone. We all need to take personal responsibility, and we all have to stand behind President Trump, because even the Republican Party doesn't even stand behind him. All of the, well, most all, 90-some% of the politicians are going against President Trump. So he's the only hope that we have in taking personal responsibility. This is Mike, NoStressMike.com.